guys, welcome back to Banished Souls. This is your Captain Cryptic Gaming. So we are now running this season pass that they have, Raging Tides, and I'm going to show you how to get started in here. I know when we jumped in, a bunch of guys in Discord, we're going to put up some battle scenes for you and get down into this. So this is the main boss that you're going to be dealing with, at least for now, is La Peste. So as you can see, we have all our guys waiting over here at spawn. So a bunch of us made it over, then the server filled up. So we wasn't able to get everybody over from Discord. For those who are watching, make sure you add us in friends so we can get you over as soon as slots open in these things, because it's going to take a lot of us to farm this out. So we are just waiting for him to spawn in right now. But I tell you what, this was actually, I think, the second pass that I had made at it. And it was just, it's a heck of a battle. For those who've been saying, oh, well, these level 10 rogues have just been too much to deal with. You've got a whole new set now. They are the Plague Bringers, and they are hard to kill, man. They are in snows, and they are tanked up, and they are definitely ready for battle. So you're going to have to make sure you check those whole armors, man. If you're not running that Royal Custodian, at least, you're going to have some serious issues. So all we can do is sit here and wait for this guy to show up. Okay, world event is actually fixing to start. You're going to notice a whole lot more world events in here, and they are nowhere near as easy as they were. You're not going to be soloing many of them to begin with. Now, as you open up some of the new weapons, you probably be okay. But right now, what we're doing is we're just raining fire down on this guy, and it takes a lot of rounds. We also using a healing mortar, so we can try and keep an eye on our guys here and keep them healed up if we can. We got another guy with some healing long guns, so maybe we can cross between the two of us and keep each other healed while we fight this thing. Now, I originally come in with this mission using those Skurlock 9s that you get for 1,000 gold rum. What I ended up doing quickly is switching back to the Bombards, mainly because they are doing more base damage, and until you open up that item in the Quartermaster, you're not going to be able to see those weak spots on the ships. You're just kind of guessing, so the explosive radius is key in this right now. So you will see here shortly, he's going to start spamming the explosive rounds. See, he's shooting them off big clusters. Here in a minute, it'll come up just a solid stream, and you definitely need to watch where you're going at that point, because if you're coming up in there and you run through that green, you're going to deplete your health almost instantly. I mean, just having one touch the back of your ship will drop your health by half. So make sure you bring plenty of food, and make sure you're boosting that stamina and working that throttle on this ship, man. Well, I guess you'd be working yourselves. There is no throttle. But as you can see, just an OP boss is what we have. He's not too bad to beat. You got enough guys. The main thing is getting the amount of damage points on him to kill him before the time runs out. It's not so much that you're going to get, destroyed in here too much. We went in with 3 guys, and we're each sporting 11s, and we had a guy that was 12, and it's just as hard as you can go at him. We got him down to about a quarter of his health and ran out of time, so we probably need another 5 minutes to take him out. So definitely bring about 4 or 5 guys over. But if you got level 8s, man, I mean, you can see there's some 8s and some 9s over here selling with us. So just keep them healed if you can with that mortar, and just rain fire down on them. So when you first load onto this dock here, this is St. Anne. You're going to come down the dock, and you're going to come up, and you want to come straight to this statue to talk to the smuggler network. Now he's going to have some little stuff to do. You're going to actually have a little map is what it's going to show inside your inventory. We've already used ours, but it's going to direct you to this guy, and it's going to say turn in contract. Then you'll run another contract, and he sends you out to destroy these Plague Bringer ships. They are the new rogues, and they are tough compared to the other ones. You can still beat them pretty easy, but it takes a lot more. They are running around in tanked out snows, man, so that's something to look at. So we're going to bring up the Smuggler Pass. For those of you who are used to a Battle Pass, you've probably seen this before, But we're going to bring this up for you just to give you an overview of what to look forward to in here. Now you can jump straight out and start running the main guy, just keep farming him and get those tokens and stuff, but it's going to take a while for you to actually beat him, and you want to progress up through this line. So here is your smuggler pass, guys. You can access this like if you bring up your map, just tab to the left one, it's going to bring the same page up for you, but it's going to show you your week 1, and these are dailies on week 1 of 5 completed, so it's going to refresh every week. Complete 15 contracts on the job board, so that's one we're working on right now. Complete 3 contracts for William Blackwood. We've done 1 so far. We're still waiting on him to give us another one, and so on and so forth. You're going to go to the job board and get a lot of stuff. Complete 6 merchant convoy events, cook 50 food, deal 50,000 damage, so, or 500,000 damage. We've done that one already, so that's a great thing to have finished already. And then wave 1 here, it says 1 of 12 complete. A new wave of difficulty challenges will arrive every 30 days. So you got a month to complete some of this stuff, guys. Complete 30 treasure maps. You're going to do 8 plunders in a group. Complete contract Jaws of Retribution. That's where you're going to get that red scale. My understanding, it's not going to actually start that until the 5th is when that's going to hit the bounty boards. You're going to do the complete contract pest control. That's something that we actually finished. I don't know why it didn't come out, but okay, we'll see if we can load it in again. Complete contract pursuing plague and craft 1 barge, or 1 bark. So this is a new ship we got to come up with. Craft 1 La Pointe schematic, 30 plague bringers we need to defeat. It says we've only defeated 1. If you're wondering what the plague bringers look like, now there are different types of plague bringers out there. You've got the Stows, you've got the Briggs, but the one that actually counts for is the looks like a Better, and let me tell you, it's a lot tougher than the Better you've been facing. So earn 30,000 pieces of 8, obtain 1 million silver, use La Peste lockers, so 3, that you get that from actually attacking La Peste. Like you seen in that video, you get a locker, so you got to take him down 10 times to get that one. And this is going to give you SP that you're going to be moving up inside of the ranks with. Then of course you have rewards that you're going to be able to open up. So we have the bark bundle that you can get. Let's head over to that. So the blueprint of the bark says earn smuggler points by gaining infamy. So we need to get 1,000 SP. We're currently at 32. So we just got to keep grinding away on this stuff, guys. And then you're going to get this Scaly Welly bundle. That's going to be the cat that you see standing behind your contact. Then of course you have Quartermaster. You're going to have to come through and unlock these tiles. You can unlock this stuff with the SP that you're getting, those smuggler points that you're getting. So what you want to do is find which one you want to run first, but you're going to run through all 3 of these. So there's some DMC, you're going to get gold, looks like, running up into the Quartermaster, some fireworks and stuff, and then looks like pieces of 8. So we're going to come down here. This is going to be under Gunner Master. It's got a lot of cosmetics. So repair Bombard 3s if that's something you're into. Culverin, or the Coronado 2. So that's something that you can look at. Then Shipmaster. Again, a lot of cosmetics. But as you progress in, you're going to start looking at like the Fortress 1. We've already got that one, so unless they've actually taken and built that up some, it's not going to be that great of an armor. And speaking of armor, we're going to look at the Wailing Ward, which we have picked up already. This one looks different than the one that we picked up. The one we got has a green poison mist to it, so maybe it wasn't called Wailing Ward. We'll double check it. I will show you what we've got so far. And you definitely want to pick up the armor when you're dealing with La Peste, because his mortar rounds leave a green haze on the water, as you've seen in that mission, guys. So it looks like a lot of cosmetics and stuff, which is pretty good. You could probably use your smuggler pass. I'm not going to use it if I don't have to. Yeah, so up top, if you look top left, it says buy premium pass, 90 days remaining. My understanding is it's just going to be a bunch of cosmetics, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's bring you over to the board, or over to our ship. we'll show you the new armor we picked up. And you can get this in drops, or you can look in Smuggler's Den for it, but it costs you sovereigns if you get it through there. So armor. Of course, we've been using the Royal Custodian, but we now have the Wrathful Ward. That is what this is called. It's going to give you a 25% fire, 25% on flooding, 25 explosion, 25 flooding, 15 fire, and 15 piercing resistance. Whereas this one here was 24, 12, 12, but 30 on piercing. This has a base stat of 1120. This one of 1150. But if you watch when we switch between them, if we switch to the Royal Custodian, we actually drop rank here. We'll switch back over and you see it come back up. So something to look at. They also have some new cannons and new weapons and stuff. Let's make our way over to the Smuggler's Den. It's a good way to see what they have anyway. Like I say, you don't have to buy them. You should be able to get them in drops. So I was a little disappointed because like about 4 or 5 hours before the drop of this season, they decided to put the contract for that big beast. They ended up putting that for week 2 of this, so we got to wait till March 5th for it to drop. From what it sounds like, I'm going to do a little checking, see if I can actually track some red scale here in just a moment. So it looks like most of the stuff is the same. There are going to be a few new items in here, so like you have the LaFleur. This is putrefying. What this is going to do, release toxic fumes for a short period of time on impact. So it's going to be taking out their stamina, and it's also going to damage their ships as well. So that's something to look at. That's what LePeste is using. That's one of the weapons you're going to face with it. And a lot of cosmetic drops when you fight him. I've gotten a cosmetic drop every time we've gone through it. So this is the Wrathful Ward. Like I said, you can come in here if you want to spend a sovereign on it. You can pick that up. The only thing that this actually has is Venomous Vengeance, so it's going to help keep your depletion of stamina from hitting, so it's going to protect you a little bit where these other ones don't. So we had a group of guys that was in there. If you watch them, we were using healing mortars. That poison just chews through the armor real quick, so that's something you'll have to keep in mind when you're fighting this. Do you want to check out this type of armor, or would you rather say buy the LaFleur or something like that if you're going to spend sovereigns? I mean, and that's totally up to you how you want to do that. I don't think anything's changed in the Smuggler's Den. I was in here earlier. I didn't see any changes, but we'll double check just to make sure. But you're not going to have those level 10 rogues that we were so used to that you just come up and just nuke them out of the water, man. Those days are over. You are going to be having these plague bringers follow you around. So this all kind of looks the same to me, so I'm not seeing anything new in it. Okay, let's go over here to the blacksmith. I want to see if we can track that red scale, because according to that thing, that's part of this week's mission. So we're going to just pop over and look. Unless that's a monthly, and that could be a monthly type deal. But the fact that it's on there, which I figured it would be, this probably means it's only going to drop 1 scale if you're lucky. You have to make sure that you pick up the booty when you take out them plague bringers, because you want to bring the heads over to that contact we showed you at that dock over there. Okay, we're going to armor. We're going to come down here. So we have the Wrathful Ward. They have the Wailing Ward. Looks like they're about the same. A little bit of difference to it. So the Wrathful Ward's going to be the better armor between that or the Wailing Ward, just from the mitigation points. Everything else looks the same. You do have more piercing on the Wailing, less on the Wrathful. But you got better explosion and flooding on the other one. And it looks like fire's down about 10%. So this one here, let's see if we can track the blueprint. Let's see. See what we see when we go to our map here. So apparently it's showing springs for some reason. We have torsion springs, so we're seeing the Gannet saltpeter. For those who are wondering where to get that, it looks like you will need to, it's just showing black market locations.
There might be, yeah, so over here is going to be your rubber. So yeah, again, I'm only seeing the Gannett saltpeter located at the black market locations. Now there's rumor that you can actually go into the smuggler's den and bring up a tack instead of looking for a roving mission or delivery mission. You go over the next tab over and call in some fleets and just toast those fleets, and sometimes it'll drop. So that's something that you can look forward to, I guess. I do not see anything about Red Scale on here yet. So unfortunately, they didn't do the big drop. That's going to be March 5th unless they change it again. But you're supposed to be able to come over and see it at the bounty board. Yeah, so Blood Drunk, Fangs of the Fire, Hunter, and Hunted, they're going to be dropping new stuff next week, is what it sounds like. So we're just going to have to wait just a little bit longer from what it appears. So everything is basically the same in the game, except you have a few oddball changes, which is the rogues. We will come out here and show you that real quick. Let me get rid of this mission here. So something on that job board, I just loaded up everything that's on there. If you saved a lot of that art and wines and stuff like that, you can just come straight in and complete these. So it looks like we can do some acacia plank and some Iraka plank. Well, I think we can do that. We're right here on the dock. Let's go refine that, and I'll show you how to turn these in, guys. A lot of times you're just talking to merchants or people around St. Anne. When you finish those missions, you're not having to do a whole lot of fast travel to jump around. It's basically the same locations for those who ran the job board before. It's not our refinery, sorry. You're just going to be running it again, but it's counting and giving you smuggler points. Every time you complete one, you're going to get smuggler points. My understanding, Infamy is going to count as smuggler points as well. So we want to do some kind of... Oh my goodness, come on, man. Bring up my... Acacia and Iraka. So there's some Iraka planks. We built 4. Wow, we're going to have to go out and do some farming, aren't we? That stuff sits pretty close. There's some acacia. So we need to go out and farm the raw materials for that. So for those of you who, instead of attacking ships, and we're just farming the raw materials, you'll probably have that one completed already because it kept up with the deliver. Where do we deliver to? It did keep up with it. We didn't have to actually do that. I just seen it said acquire deliver. So we're going to deliver this to, looks like this location. So it is going to have a little fast travel to it. Not a big deal. We're going to run some wood over there to these folks. And maybe we'll see some of those plague ships on the way. Because like I say, they're everywhere. So when you're trying to collect your pieces of 8, you no longer have to deal with those little level 10 rogues that people were complaining about. Now you have to deal with these plague ships. And let me tell you, they are tanking hard because a lot of them are using the snow. So you may be wondering, hey man, what about that sandbuck? Well, that's what I'm thinking. We may put some fire weapons. They are very, the ships that we're going against, they're very susceptible to fire a lot of times. So we put this fire weapon on for a little bit, do some testing with it. It did okay, but I think what we're going to do is switch that back over to a bombard maybe. Yeah, we'll leave it there because it does work close range and they have a tendency to get right up on you. I'm going to pull it off. I don't use it that much. It's not one of those things where I'll write home about it all excited, you know what I mean? I passed that thing twice, didn't I? There it is. And anytime you do a refit, guys, always make sure you go and pull off the ammunition source that you don't need. Move it back. In this case, the oil canisters. Okay, we're going to keep the planks on there. Set sail. And it's just a real quick drop. You could be collecting pieces 8 as you go, which is something we need to do too. So that's not going to be included in this video. But that's basically what you're doing, guys. It is a typical battle pass. You're going to have dailies and weeklies. It says dailies on both. I guess is that bottom tab is actually weeklies because it said completed every week and then every month. So I didn't see anything about fighting a ghost ship on here. There's a new ghost ship coming out in this pass that they have. I don't know what the difference is. There's not been a whole lot of information, but as soon as we know, we're going to make sure we get those videos made up and kick it in. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell, guys. But this is what your missions is. Basically what you was doing before, except it's got a little bit more of a streamlined guide of this is what you need to do. Which seemed to be what the biggest problem were. People would get lost in the game and trying to follow missions, and there wasn't a whole lot of the main missions. There's a lot of side missions and stuff you can complete in here. We're just going to come up to this. We will pick up some pieces of 8 too, because I didn't see any of those ships around. Okay. Am I not in the right spot? This should be the right spot. Okay, we're going to collect, I'm not sure what's up with this. It should have let us interact there, because I swear that's where it's supposed to drop off. But apparently not. Now it's saying to acquire the acacia plants. I must have dropped that stuff off when I did the warehouse just then. So I say you gotta make sure you don't move your mission items. So we now have a plague bringer, a little bitty one. Now they do, when they explode, as you can see how much damage that little guy did just from exploding, man. Took about half that health bar out. And that's with that special armor, so it's something you need to be aware of. So stock up on food and stock up on repair kits, guys, because this is not going to be a joke. You know how we used to just blast through them, pick up the gear? Well, now if you blast and travel through them, man, he's going to get you with that smoke. So we're going to pick our planks back up and then finish our delivery. But that's all it is, guys, just job board missions. But I hope you've enjoyed the content. Be checking back every day, because we're going to be breaking this thing down per mission to show you exactly what you need to do. We'll see you later.